Hey guys, Movie Junkie for Life here, and this is gonna be my review of The Killing Joke. Um, how do I start off? Plot? Yeah, let's get into the plot. Joker escapes from Arkham Asylum once more, and Batman has to hunt him down. But in the process, Joker decides to go after the Gordon family to prove that anybody can go mad under the right circumstances. So it's up to Batman, of course, to once again stop him. Now, what makes this different, guys, is this is DC animated universe, and I always argue that the DC animated universe is so much better than the Marvel animated universe. But what makes this one a little bit different too? It's the first R-rated DC animated movie ever. It also brings back Mark Hamill, the titular Joker voice of the animated world, Kevin Conroy as Batman, and Tara Strong as Batgirl. So there's a lot to love about the fact that Killing Joke has finally been made. The Killing Joke is also considered one of the definitive Batman stories out there. Now, Dark Knight Rises, they've used that time and time and time and time again to make all these different Batman movies that we've seen on screen. But like that one, I've read The Dark Knight Rises. I never read The Killing Joke before seeing this movie. I did know about it, because it's one of those things in pop culture. Once you're talking Batman, you're going to hear The Dark Knight Rises and you're going to hear The Killing Joke come up all the time. I will say this, because of this movie, I went and I read Killing Joke because there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I wasn't sure how much of it was faithful to the book and how much of it was made for the movie. I think they made the right decision to go with certain things that they did in the movie because the book itself, I don't think it could have made a feature length film. It's not that big of a graphic novel. It is awesome, it is epic, but I don't think it would have made up the time. That being said, let's get into the Killing Joke. It starts off, at first, it almost seems like this is a Batgirl movie because Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, is the focus of like the first 20-25 minutes of this movie. So, again, this is what made me go look up the Killing Joke because I've never heard of anybody really talk about her in the Killing Joke except for a certain event that goes down, very, very dramatic, horrible event goes down, and she's part of that event. I didn't really know if she was really part of the story, such a deep part of the story. Turns out she isn't. They really write a lot of this stuff in for the movie, and for the most, I enjoyed a lot of it. Um, the animation here is also, it brought back so many good memories of the original Batman animated series. I could just hear that theme song in my head when those opening credits started to roll. The design of the Batmobile, everything just brought me right back to that, and I loved it. I love that classic animation style, especially for these characters, Batman, Joker. It worked well. And what they also did is they updated the characters to also look like they did in the Killing Joke. So it's an amalgamation of the styles, and I quite enjoyed it. I think it was perfect. um Back to the story though with Batgirl. Like I said, something that takes place. I don't want to get into spoiler territory because this movie just came out. There's an event that goes down between Batgirl and Batman, and I'm not gonna lie, it threw me for a loop. It's not the first time I've heard of said event in different stories, but honestly, it felt like it did not fit. It was weird. It was kind of uncomfortable to see, and I don't know. I guess they wanted to earn that R rating. I guess that's why they put it in. But honestly, I am not sure how I feel about that. I need to watch it again. The rest of the movie, once the Barbara Gordon stuff is out of the way, or the Batgirl stuff, I should say, is out of the way, and the Killing Joke stuff kicks in, this movie is awesome. It picks up an energy. It's they use a lot of the dialogue from the comics, and it works. Sometimes that does not fly. It really works, and I think a lot of the props has to go to getting back Kevin Conroy as Batman. I miss this guy so much. The new guy, is the guy, oh my gosh, I can't remember the gentleman's name. He's from that, eh, I'll put it up. I know who I'm thinking of, but I'm running blank right now. He just doesn't work for me. I'm sorry, but he doesn't have that intimidation factor to his voice that Kevin Conroy does so well with Batman. And of course, Mark Hamill is back as the Joker, and it's flawless. And to hear them together again is so awesome. Mark Hamill did go on the record as saying that after the last time he played Joker, he voiced Joker, that it did such damage to his vocal cords that he wouldn't do it again unless The Killing Joke was made into a movie. And here it is, he's standing by his word. He came back to voice Joker for The Killing Joke. So I'm so happy that he did. He is the Joker. I mean, come on. He's just perfect, absolutely perfect. And their scenes together, it was the novel come to life. At that point, those are the points when the movie works, is when they focus in on the Killing Joke and they focus in on following that story, because that's what everybody wants to see, right? I mean, you said it's the Killing Joke. That's what everybody wants to see. I think that's why Under the Red Hood works so well, as again, it follows the story. So I would say the second half of this movie is the strongest half of this movie. The animation is great all around from beginning to end. The voice work is great. The action sequences are so well directed. But this stuff with Batgirl, it felt like filler. And I get why they do it. Again, after reading it, I know that you could not fill what is the runtime for this movie? Oh, I'm not seeing it. An hour and 15 minutes. You couldn't get that out of The Killing Joke. Honestly, you probably could get maybe 40 minutes. So I think that I understand why they did it, but some of it didn't work. I like this stuff where she was dealing with her own Joker, so to speak. I think it's a new character they created for the movie, and he's kind of obsessed with Batgirl. That works, that stuff works, but the Batgirl, Batman stuff, no, please don't do that again. So overall, guys, I'm gonna give The Killing Joke, I had a score and now I'm wondering, but you know what, I'll stick with it. I'm gonna give The Killing Joke a 7 out of 10. Most of it is really well done. There's some great ideas in here and it's well executed. The first half I'll forgive because the animation and everything was just so gorgeous and so well done. Yeah, 7 out of 10. I'll stick with that. 7 out of 10. So check it out. It's out now and it's a wonderful addition to the DC animated universe. So I would love to hear what people who've read The Killing Joke thinks about this movie. So feel free to comment below. And till next time, guys. Bye-bye.